All right, welcome back to another episode of It Is What It Is podcast. I am your host, Cody Kelly. Connect with me on all social media platforms. Start with Instagram, CVMK33. And as always, you can subscribe to the YouTube page below, CV Space K, and on Anchor. And if you want to continue to see amazing content, you know what you need to do. Support a brother. Got my cash app down below, PayPal, because nothing in life is free. I have an amazing episode, an amazing guest. I have invited none other than Candi to be on here. She is phenomenal. I'm going to let her introduce herself and what she does, and then we're going to get into it. Candi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you today? Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome.
I'm Candi Lynn, and I am the host of Pull Up the Podcast. It is a sibling duo show where my brother and I talk sports, hip hop, and news. We are Dallas, Texas based, Triple D That's, and I am currently launching my female podcast, Champagne Lifestyle.
Champagne Lifestyle.
Yes, sir.
I like it. So you're in Dallas, Texas. You're a Cowboys fan?
Absolutely not.
Okay. I was like, it was a rough year for you guys. It was a rough. Dak went down. And
there goes the Cowboys.
There it is. Look, for the culture, this is amazing. We're going to start off with hottest Netflix streaming shows right now. Let's get into Bridgerton. You're a huge Shonda Rhimes fan. I really like Shonda Rhimes. I think she is a creative juggernaut. I mean, just genius at work. I was a little apprehensive in getting into it because I was like, my wife wanted to watch it. I was like, this is probably going to be lame. But the more I watched between the Duke and the Duchess, between Daphne, I really started to vibe off this show. And even though I still rather would watch LeBron James play any day of the week, it's not that bad. What are your thoughts on Bridgerton?
I got to go with you on the last part. Like, I'm a huge sports fan. The first 15 minutes lost me, but because it's Shonda, right? I have to go back in when there's nothing going on and rewatch it. Everybody is raving about the show. So if everybody's raving on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, it has to be great. And you're a man. You were like, I kind of dug it. So I'm thinking maybe I have to sit through the first 2 episodes quietly with not playing on my phone and really watch it to get into the series. And then I can come back and do a follow-up with you on it. But it's trending #1, and I love it.
Like, I'm going to be honest, the first 5 episodes is a little rough to get through. I literally wasn't paying attention to about episode 5. So that's when it starts picking up. Episode 5 just starts to take off. People are like, this is actually a decent show. You know, it's okay for, it's Shonda Rhimes, type of swag, and it's pretty cool. But if you're going to start, I say start with episode 5 and then kind of work up, then work backwards. So go 5 through 10, and then after that, go back. And then you're like, you know what? I see what you're saying.
Rewatch. Okay. You know what? Sometimes we have to do that. Because like I said, when I got through the first 15, if I can't get through the first 15 minutes of things, I put it down. Mm-hmm. And if you look behind me, you see I'm an avid reader. It's the same thing with a book, right? First 15 pages. And sometimes if you're in a different headspace, then sometimes you can go back to it. So I would recommend it because everybody else is saying, hey, it's a great show. And if you got time to binge watch on Netflix, why not support Shonda?
That's it. Black Girl Magic. Support Shonda Rhimes.
Support Shonda.
Look, you're an avid reader. I see the bookcase behind you. Shout out. That was a nice little plug. What books will we be reading? My last book, and I've almost finished it, is by Ta-Nehisi Coates, 8 Years We Were in Power, an American Tragedy. Really covers the President Obama presidency and just kind of the Black collective thought around there. Then I really have to, and I've been saying I'm going to order The Promised Land, but I have to start and actually read his book because I finished Becoming Michelle and I loved it and I need to read it. What books do you recommend?
So Promised Land is what I'm reading now. It's like missing from the bookshelf next to Michelle Obama up here. I have, I'm starting. Brock is going to take me a while, right? He's 700 pages and he says it's going to be a part 2 to this. So that's what I'm going to be reading most of the year. From the past, I'm a big Gucci Mane fan. I put everybody on Gucci Mane's book. I didn't expect it to be so good.
Really?
I didn't. But Gucci Mane entertained me.
Really?
Gucci Mane gave me my entire life. Like, he gave me my entire life. If you haven't read Becoming by Michelle Obama, I definitely recommend you pick that up. What else have I read this year? Dang. It's so many. Well, look, I gotta keep it 100 all the way. Sometimes we get a little confused. So this year, in 2020, I actually went back and I read Iceberg Slim is so big with men. Just like with Ta-Nehisi Coates, he's not really one of my favorites, but to be a part of the culture, you got to know what's going on. So I did go ahead and read Between the World and Me last year by him.
All right.
I wouldn't recommend it in this moment until the world kind of calms down. Because, his reading is a little bit deeper material. It makes you think. It makes you pull into your inner self. So right now, the world is crazy. I read Trick Baby by Iceberg Slim finally. Because I was trying to figure out what all the hoopla was about with Iceberg Slim. So if you're into that, that's definitely one you can get on. The Alchemist was another one that was highly recommended. And it was a good little short story about working to the end goal. Like, if you believe in something, keep going, you can get there. What else? I read The Water Dancer by Ta-Nehisi Coates last year. Rakim, Don't Sweat the Technique. That was, if you're a hip hop fan for the culture, I thought that was a really good read for me, being that I grew up in the South. So as a girl, East Coast music came to me later. It was kind of like dropped off in my late teens.
Yeah.
So kind of go back through history with him and his stories and how he got started and his writing. Like, I really could respect Rakim on that level. And then Dapper Dan was another one of my favorites, the designer, hip hop icon, who Rakim talked about a lot in his story. So those are just a few that you can get your hands on. Dapper Dan, Made in Harlem. And then RBG, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, in my own words. If you're into politics and you're into law, it's also a deep read because you have to understand legal and court cases, which, with us having a new Supreme Court judge,
Amy Coney Barrett, yeah. You're gonna have to.
So how do you sit through RBG, right? I'm sitting through RBG, and then you're going, Amy Coney Barrett how do you equal with this legacy as a woman? Like, what do you want to be said about you versus what's already been said about the four that have come before you? Where do you fit in history? So those are some of my quick reads. Not too serious. You want to have a little fun, pick up Gucci Man.
Gucci Man. Out of all that, I'm gonna actually get Gucci Man's book. I've dabbled and dabbled in some of the other ones. I had my eyes slated, like I need to read this month, whatever. But Gucci Man's book, when I saw it, I was like, this can't be serious. Because like 50 has a book out too, and I'm like, but I keep hearing about Gucci Mane's book. I'm gonna have to do it. Just
and I've heard great things about 50. Now, I did read Rick Ross's book. I was not a fan. I felt like Rick Ross was a snitch. I just felt, and I'm really not one of those people like, oh yeah, he snitched. I just felt like Rick Ross, you talk too much. Like, I just wasn't moved with Rick Ross. Like I said, Rakim was really, really good. Gucci Man was really good. I've read both of Charlamagne's books, Shook One, Anxiety Plans, Tricks on Me.
Yep.
Before the world shut down, I had a chance to go to a book signing with Charlamagne and actually get my copy signed. So I don't know. There's just, when you love hip hop, the artist, sometimes Pimp C's book was really good, but he was like in the Obama range with like 700 pages. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I tell anybody, when you get to the 700 pages, those are the ones that take you all year. Even if you're an avid reader, you really have to have free time to get through 700 pages.
What's a good book range? I'm completing my book and I'm like on page 20. Like, what is the number? Like, is there? Because I got intimidated after President Obama's book. I had a number in mind. I was like, I'm gonna get to this and I'm gonna stop. But then when he put out 700 pages, I was like, man, I gotta get to at least 300, 400. Like, what is a number? What number validates me as an author?
I don't know. I think 250, right? Like, working on my own personal stuff. Because the average reader, think about the average person. President Obama created his works for the coffee table. People who are high-level thinkers, scholars. He is a president. And George Bush and Hillary Clinton are also on my bookshelf too. John F. Kennedy. Those are just they're massive bodies of work.
Right.
To solidify yourself as an author, I think 250 pages. Like you said, 20 pages a day will get most people through the book in 6 months. I mean, I think that's good enough. I really do. Obama he got a lot to talk about. He had 8 years in the White House, and he's worked with some characters, and he transitioned out of power, leaving power with somebody that is
a fool. Left
America in a situation where everybody who was in the White House got 700 pages of story to tell.
Hello. Let's switch and transition to music. So obviously, because the world is shut down, music is kind of different, right? Everything is kind of more digital. Had a chance to watch Chance the Rapper's holiday fundraiser concert over the Christmas stretch. And that's kind of really the vibe right there. What has been amazing projects during this kind of like phase for the last 3 months? I would say for me, Jeezy, The Recession 2 has been an interesting kind of phenomenon that, I really have to take time to listen to. It's a very mature sound in hip hop. But what for you? What is kind of going through your ears?
We agree. Jeezy, I'm a fan of his music and his work. So I've enjoyed The Recession too. And of course, I'm from Texas. Our girl Meg the Stallion with them knees. Like Meg has been trending. Yeah. Meg and Cardi dropped WAP. Meg and Beyonce went back in and they had the remix. So I've been on Meg the Stallion, The Good News. That has been interesting as they dropped their projects, and her and Cardi dropped the music video with the snakes going through. That's been it. And then, I like all music, but Taylor Swift has dropped like 2 albums.
I've heard, Taylor Swift, I'm gonna actually do this because I admire her grind. Like I'm from Chicago. I'm a brother from Chicago, so Taylor Swift is probably not on my playlist. But like the more I see, and I'm like, yo, Taylor Swift really has that. Like she has it. And every time you look up, she has something else out, and I'm starting to be like, Taylor Swift might be something I really have to get my ears on. So. Shout out to Taylor Swift. I will be checking your music out.
Folklore. God, I can't talk today. Folklore was the first one she dropped, which was more of her love ballads. Yeah. And then Evermore. Taylor Swift is in a relationship now. So Taylor is like, she's magic when she's in a relationship. She drops even fire hits when she's in a breakup. Like, We're Never Ever Getting Back Together Again is like the perfect breakup song of all time. So I just love her blueprint. And she steals a lot of it from Beyonce. Don't get me wrong. Kanye did not lie since you said you're from Chicago. Your boy Kanye did not lie. But Taylor's work ethic is amazing. And she connects to a particular audience, which makes her music spin. Got to give a love for that.
That's true. She works hard. And Kanye definitely, he is opinionated. So, rumor report. So look. A lot of stuff has happened. Ran across some terrible news. Instagram saw that Latoya Luckett and her husband ended up splitting up today. Right, that's one of the news that's sad to me. I don't know. I don't know if it's a validated claim. Somebody posted it and it shared. Shed some light. What's going on out there in the echoes?
Well, Tomicus, if you've watched The Family Hustle with T.I.,
yep.
Latoya Luckett has been on there. He has had a lot of problems. He's also a Dallas native. We know Latoya is from Houston, was a part of Destiny's Child, for those who can run it back that far. And they had the little girl. They seemed to be doing okay, but he lost his mother. Yeah. So in the middle of losing his mother, he was running back and forth to Dallas. And then when she had the little boy, they did the baby shower, and the alleged jump off was on Twitter posting pictures and saying that he and her were together. So that started the chaos. If you watch Family Hustle, there was already problems there. But for most women, on the day of my baby shower, and your side chick is going to reveal information she should have kept to herself. And in a pandemic where I got to live with you, like we can't get away from each other, that may send everybody over the edge. So I wish it wasn't true because I want Black love to work. Like I want us as people to stay together, but I gotta live with you and then you cheating on me in COVID. That's a lot.
In COVID. You think, and my wife is a huge fan of that show. First of all, my wife loves all things Real Housewives related. So I have to constantly hear everything about, RHOA. And so what is reality TV? What is the phenomenon around it? Like, first of all, it has to be scripted, right? I cannot believe that these individuals' lives are this chaotic, right? That there's always some interaction of this magnitude. So is it just we like watching the drama's sake, like it's a live drama, or is there real truth to it?
Well, there's always truth based, but the producers they're taking a piece of your life and then they're just magnifying it with the script. And it's funny that you bring that up. That's something that Jason Lee, if you're familiar with the Love and Hip Hop with Mona Scott, he was on the Hollywood edition where he's now gotten out of contract because they're not filming. Reality TV isn't as interesting right now with the world and the chaos that it's in. But I think the phenomenon behind it was everybody else's mess. It was just, just like I read, there are some people that reality TV was just their good fix of mess, of drama. And we know that we probably know 5 people who have that same amount of drama in their life. Like, friend over here has some drama, friend over here has some drama. So it's just great ways of pulling stuff out, using everything that with the Housewives of Atlanta, Nene and Cynthia. If there's anything that's small that I can get out of you, Portia said this, and I can catch it and get you to repeat it. We create these storylines that get people hooked because it's 24. It's constant drama. You sign back up for it, and the Housewives of Atlanta is like the biggest series in that branch. And they have Beverly Hills. They have New York, Potomac. So people just like to see the drama. They like the pettiness of it all.
Pettiness sells. Sells. And on that, this has been an amazing episode of For the Culture. Look, pettiness sells. Candi, where can they connect with you? What are you doing?
Man, if you guys want to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram. You can put in champagne_lifestyle, or you can just type in Candi K. Lynn. You can also find me on Facebook at Candi K. Lynn. I'm on all social media platforms, as well as you can Pull Up the Podcast on Google, Spotify, anywhere you listen to your podcast.
Awesome. There you have it. Look, connect with Candi. She's amazing, an amazing gift to humanity. Follow her on all her platforms and support her. Black Girl Magic. We're not playing this year in 2021. Look, next episode, 2 episodes away, because I got a few episodes coming down the pipeline. I have an actual live one on what is the vision for the church in 2021. I have some pastors on there that are amazing. And I'm going to grill. I'm going to be nudging them. I'm going to ask those tough questions. And it's going down. Bring your questions. Always subscribe. CV Space K. And until next time, guys, thanks.